Jeep Willis Overland. There's all the chicken wire. Here's all the chicken wire we're using today. Jeep Willis Overland coming to you from Appalachian, America. I always like to call it God's country. Here's today's project. Okay, so in the 90s, this was our pump house. There was a cistern under the floor, and then we went to a well in the 2000s. I might want to say, I don't know, 2001, 2003. $11,000 later and 900 feet. But anyway, this spring house, we're turning it into a chicken coop for Lexi. So we're up against a deadline. We got 3 Rhode Island Reds in here, and up at the other coop, the Glenn coop, named after our awesome friend, Hugh Glenn. Remember that got Lou Gehrig's disease? We recreated the exact chicken coop in his barn, and we raised, the barn was over 100 years old, and it was his granddaddy Mace's barn. And actually, our spring water, which we're going to open a moonshine, Little Switzerland Moonshine Water Company, Hugh Glenn's granddaddy, but anyway, Hugh got Lou Gehrig's disease, and we lost him, and his son Tim donated his barn, the Mace barn, to the farm, and we made...
The wood from it.
Huh?
The wood from it, anyway.
Well, yeah, the wood from it, because he knocked it down with a track hoe, his big Caterpillar track hoe. Anyway, the wood from it, but before I took it down, his
This
main...
wood,
Huh?
the wood that's made this and that.
And it also made Dakota's horse stalls under the house. It made...
That was the guy that was Grandpa Mace, who used our water on this part of the property.
Yeah.
For the moonshine.
I don't know, maybe it was his dad, great Grandpa Mace. I reckon because it was the 30s and 40s.
No, it would have been the Grandpa Mace then.
Okay, well, the stories.
The one that built the barn would have been the generation before.
Yeah, so the generation before, but the stories has it that it was the best moonshine in North Carolina from this Little Switzerland spring water, and Granddaddy Mace, I reckon he got about 11 years in jail, and they he left like 7 kids, and spent they never saw him again.
It wasn't Carolyn's dad.
No. We're gonna do.
It was Carolyn's grandfather.
Carolyn's grandfather. We're gonna do. We're gonna market the water to help feed the animals on the farm, and it's gonna be called Little Switzerland Moonshine Water. Just to give you a backstory on it, it was the best water It's the best water I've had in my life over the course of 15 years of these two being rentals. Before I was able to retire. The water over, well, I don't know how many tenants over 15 years, probably 50 to 60 tenants, vacations tenants. Yeah, they all said it was the best water they ever had in their life. And they come everywhere from Colorado to Montana to South Dakota. Anyway, so I'll show you the pump house right now. I already took this wall down. And now I'm taking that wall down, and our deadline is for Lexi getting home, because I'll show them to you. They're in the rabbit house right now. I'll show them to you when we surprise Lexi with, she has chickens up at the house from the same neighbor, Karen. And she just gave her 3 Rhode Island Reds. And what did you say those other ones were? Nanny Coons? Nankins. Rhode Island Red Nankins. And so anyway, as soon as I get that wall down, I'm installing this Gatherall that I got from our neighbors, Colton and Hannah. And it's a commercial Gatherall, I don't know, what would you call it, a nesting home?
Yeah.
It's made by Dutchman Industries, and it's got 5 nesting homes on each side. And our grandbaby Lexi, we're going to do it. You, me, and Lexi, right?
Yep.
You, me, and Lexi. Now, all this is repurposed wood. This is white cedar logs right here that are from an outhouse from a neighbor, Kelly and Brad. And then the rest of the wood right here is from our friend. Oh gosh, this whole trailer right there by old Willie right there. That whole trailer was full of these logs, and I'm siding it with these logs from well, it was called Mitchell. It was called Mitchell County Lumber. Oh, it still is, but he just moved locations from Halltown Road, and he got a new location downtown by the post office in Spruce Pine. But anyway, I'm glad to be here. I had a fall from 18 feet, cracked my skull, and let's just put it this way. When you're in a coma in Asheville Airport, you really find out who your friends are.
Asheville Airport?
Asheville, see, my brain's jumbled still. That's why carpentry's helping me stay on focus. It wasn't Asheville Airport. It was the Asheville lodging facility that the ambulance brought me to called...
Okay, Biden.
She's calling me Joe Biden because of my... Well, anyway, Mine came, honestly, by cracking my skull and getting 10 staples in my head and coma for a couple of days. You find out who your friends are in your family. Only two of the 4 kids have checked on me, and I'm barely getting by with the brain cells I have left. Kara and Cameron, and only a few of the neighbors, Ann and Laura, that own the cafe, the wonderful... And Jerry and Edna Huskins, our greatest neighbors ever, and Mary and her daughter Julie, that are also kin to Ann and Laura over at the. And don't ever forget to patronize the Little Swiss. I said Little Swiss, the Switzerland Cafe that has the best pulled pork you ever had in your life. Trout, like a trout almondine, French dip. The best food I've had in my life comes from Ann and Laura.
Awesome. Their pork is beyond amazing.
Their pork is beyond amazing. Smoked for like 11 hours, but also Beth talked Ann into doing a doggy menu. So when you go to the Little Swiss Inn, you can go by motorcycle or you can go by car, sports car, and you can bring your doggies because they have a pet menu, thanks to Beth and Ann. So anyway, long short of it, you find out who your friends are when you're laying in a coma for several days, and trying to get my focus back.
The hospital's telling your wife you're not even there.
And the hospital told her I wasn't even there. 18-foot crack in the skull, an ambulance ride from Marion, North Carolina, and they told Beth that I signed something that said I didn't want anyone to know where I was. Tell me that's not the stupidest thing you heard in your life. While I'm in a coma, I signed that thing. And she had to get the sheriff's department involved in Asheville. And I literally had the 2 best, what are those care nurses that you're, intensive care nurses ever, that got me a phone so I could let my wife know where I was. Appalachian America, let's get this deadline met so Lexi can have a log cabin chicken coop. In addition to her one other chicken coop, the Glen Coop. See ya. Appalachian America. I like to call this God's country. See ya. And that's Kara. She just turned 14 years old today.
It's her birthday.
That's her birthday. Huh. She is a Corthall Griffin. And her siblings all died of cancer last year. The 2, one in Florida, one in Georgia. Bones and Ellie and our Bear, all 3 of them got cancer. And that's Bocephus right there. He's a Morkie. Now, we also have Shorkies, Yorkies, and Porkies. And that's Kingsley Rose. Kinsey is a monkey dog, an Aborigines monkey dog. Appalachian America. Dog country, but it's really God's country. See ya.